Hi guys, this is the Judy TV show, my channel where I talk about marriage and marriage related trending issues. My name guys, as you all know, is Judith. How you guys doing? Thank you for always tuning in. Guys, in this video I want to give you guys an update on the marriage breakdown saga between Israel, Davido's logistics manager, and his wife Sheila. As a matter of fact, yesterday, I was just, no, someone just saw me, where I was just exchanging pleasantry with some people and everything. And somebody walked up there and I was like, Judy TV show, I recognize you. I said, yes, I am the one. And she was like, oh, wonderful. Thank you for the good work you're doing. I enjoy your videos and everything. So I thanked her, and then asked her jokingly, I hope you've subscribed and everything. So she said she's going to. And then the first thing she said to me was like, this saga, marriage breakdown between Israel Davido's logistics manager and his wife. What am I saying about that? I said I've actually done a video on that, and I gave her the link and the title and said she should subscribe and then, watch the video on my channel, because I've already uploaded that video, I think 3 or 4 days ago now. So she said, okay. I said, but she's not happy about the way Davido is keeping silence about the whole thing. That why is Davido not reacting? I said, Davido reacting? How? What do you want Davido to do? How do you want him to react? He said, no, that Davido was supposed, since he's the one that the wife is accusing that Israel is slave to, that Davido was supposed to react and tell Israel to stop hyping him so that his wife can be happy. I said, sis, can you hear yourself? I said, I don't agree with you. What has Davido got to do with this? Israel is a matured man, in fact, older than Davido. His wife, though a young lady, is also above 18. So what do you want Davido to do? To tell Israel to do what? Why? Is there anything wrong in what Israel is doing? The way Israel is hyping Davido, I don't see anything wrong in that. Nothing wrong in that, nothing. And I said to her, listen, this wife, I said, okay, because you have not listened to the video that I did previously on that, let me now take time to say one or two things. I said, this wife of the person that we're talking about, Sheila was fully aware of how her husband hypes the video. Why did she not walk out from the relationship if she doesn't want to? Why did she accept to get married to Israel if she knows she doesn't like the way, she's offended by the way that Israel hypes the video? And I said to her, what is wrong in the way Israel hypes the video? Is there anything wrong in that? I said, okay, if she's saying that Israel refuses to grow up or that Israel is not trying to be a man, what about the comedians that will come and dress anyhow, put makeup anyhow, tie their up just to make people to laugh, and they're making their money? They are making millions out of that. I said, so their wives will now run away from them and say, no, 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 I won't marry you again. I said, what is wrong in that? So long as that guy is not a kidnapper, he's not a Yahoo guy, he's not stealing or whatever, what is wrong in that? And I said to her, look, there are some times in some photos you will see, even Davido and Israel will just be hanging his hand on Davido's shoulder as if they are mates. So that tells you that they've come a long way. They are friends also, irrespective of the age difference. You understand? And this is a man that realized the fact that God has used Davido to help him. I said, do you know that when that guy wedded in Benin, Davido and his wife flew to Benin to go and honor his wedding? I am certain that Davido may have had an engagement within that period, but he put it off just to be there. So how can anybody be saying he's blaming Davido? What do you want Davido to do? To now tell Israel to stop working for him? Or how? What? Or to now tell the lady, okay, okay, you can now walk away. Then people will now descend on him and say, no, it's better this way that Davido is neutral. They are both adults. They are the people both of them are the ones that are in it. So if they want to go on, oh, fine. If they don't want to go on, fine. But honestly, I don't expect Davido to come and then take sides or whatever. I am certain that Davido maybe privately must have spoken to Israel and say, okay, see how you can work this thing out. So I'm just assuming that Davido may have done that. But to come and tell me that you want Davido to come out and then now come and then is it to come and do what? Address a press conference and tell Israel? Is he the only one? Is Israel the only person that is working for Davido that is married? So why should you now come and you know expect him to say anything? I said, by the way, when Davido had issues with Choma, nobody heard anything about that from him. He did not run Choma down. And Choma for one day has never run Davido down when they were having issues. Just like this May and you Lady J Hood. May has never for any day run you down. Despite everything you is doing. It's only us that is now seeing what going on the social media. But for her to have come out to say, okay, you did this or that when we were in our houses, DW, she has never done that. The same thing with Chioma. The same thing with Davido when he had issues with Chioma. So if Davido did not come out to run down his own wife, then why do you expect him to come out and then now tell Israel how to run his home? Israel is a man, a matured man at that. So if he had decided to marry, and this is the person I want to marry, and eventually got married to the person, the more Davido can do is support him financially, which he did. So why do you want him to now come and I say, sis, I don't agree with you. I do not agree with you at all. So at the end of the day, she said, okay, yes, I have a point there actually. Yes, since, Davido, and when he was having problems with Chioma, he too didn't come to, blow it up and everything. That is true. I said, no, but that's the reality. You don't expect Davido to come and take a position as in he's supporting Israel or supporting his wife or whatever. The much he did was the way he provided financial help and then went and honored them on that particular day. I mean, what else do you want him to do? So I say, no, 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 I don't agree with you. I don't expect Davido to come and say anything. Even if they say anything Davido is going to say, it's just going to be like, okay, you guys should see how you sort yourselves out. You guys should see how you make peace. You guys should see how you resolve this. That should be a neutral ground I expect him to take, even if he's going to come out to say anything, okay? So at the end of the day, when we're now finished, so she was convinced, also to say, because that's what she told me, said, okay, I now understand it better. So we left it at that. That now prompted me to give this an update, and based on one or two videos of the posts by both Israel and his wife. It's like these people were even ready for a showdown even before the even before this saga, this their marriage saga started. They were ready for a showdown because Israel has now taken it to another level, and Sheila too is also now reacting, with that same energy. Well, let me start with Sheila. First of all, in that video that I did, just like a recap, for people that have not seen it, I just said Davido's logistics manager, Israel's marriage breakup. So I now said in that video, I called out to Sheila and I said to Sheila and I said to her, listen, sis, you cannot tell us that you do not know that your husband hypes the video the way he did. You cannot, because Israel has never hidden it. It's always been there. Even when Davido traveled to London, with him, he came out with a bell announcing his arrival and what have you. And some other times you could see them that you'd be saying, my Oga, my Oga. I remember even when Davido bought him that Venza, the way he was so excited. See, there's a way you do something, you excite, you show appreciation to somebody. It makes the person even to do more for you, okay? So I now say to her, you cannot tell us that, you are not aware that your husband used to hype the video, that way. But as a wife, so, and I said to her that personally, I don't see anything wrong in that. Like I gave an example with people that are skit makers, comedians. Okay, they can dress in such a way that you could see a man who dress like a woman, and then just be providing fun just for people to laugh at everything. And he's busy making his money. So with the spouse now said, okay, no, because you are belittling yourself by going to wear clothes. Even when you're a man, you wear the clothes of that of a woman. No, I will not marry you. It's the same thing. So I do not see anything wrong in what Israel has done. That was basically what I told his wife in that video. I don't know whether she will come across it, but I just did the video, whether she came across about the video or not. But that's what the video was basically all about. And I said to her, you have two options, if I might suggest to you. First of all, you've missed the first one. The first one was that if you knew down you that you don't want this relationship based on this aspect or this character of this man, you would have stopped the relationship, because a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. You would have just walked away. Whatever he if no matter how he tries to plead with you, you just tell him no, okay? Because it's not easy to bend an adult. Like already the guy is who he is, so you cannot come and change him. So you should have just walked away at that particular point in time. But for one reason or the other, either because of the money or because of the fame or because of Davido that is attached to it or whatever, I don't know, you still accepted and went on. Now, when you now went on and then the marriage now took place, the traditional marriage, the bride price paying, and then the white wedding. The second option I said to her in that video is that you should have just taken your time to, cleverly see how you can get Israel to enroll into an open university program. That open university program is what is done in Nigeria. I am certain it is also done in the Western world, but I don't know what name it is called. But here in Nigeria, that open university is a kind of a program that people that are workers, either a government worker or you're self-employed, that they do, just to upgrade their educational status, so you'll be working and then you'll be doing that. And I said to her, you can get your husband to enroll in that if you really love the man, that this hyping of the video is the only thing you're not comfortable with. You can help him because marriage is all about helping. Marriage is all about patience. You don't get any person that is 100% sound. It's only God that is sound. It's only God that is perfect. But for us human beings, there must be one or two things you work on your husband, you endure about him, and there must be one or two things he works on you and endures about you. So if that is the only thing, Sheila, that you don't like about Israel, you can get him to enroll in that kind of a program so that while he's still working for Davido, he will be attending the program. And I also say in that video, I remember vividly that Davido will even be excited. He might, because Davido himself is also a graduate, he might even take up the responsibility of paying the school fees for Israel. But even if he doesn't do that, the school fees of that program, I don't think it's much that your husband cannot afford it. Now, when the idea for him to enroll in that program is to just to brush up his mentality. If he becomes a graduate, if he has schoolmates and classmates that are lawyers and doctors and what have you, by the time he comes out from that program, whatever thing he's doing, you'll find that there will be a new approach, there will be a new style to it. It will no longer be this way that you feel offended about it. That's what I said in that video. Because to me personally, honestly, there's absolutely not, I don't see anything wrong in that. I just do not see anything wrong in that, okay? But I am not Sheila. And since Sheila doesn't like it and she is the one that is in the marriage, the only way out is to find a way around it, to create fun around, because you have already entered into the marriage. If you had walked away, when you got to know about it, and then, or maybe you spoke to him and you discovered that he doesn't want to change, or he told you that, look, I cannot do without my organ, hyping my organ, and you decided to walk away from it, it would have ended. But since you decided to go on and then, now get married to this guy, you now find a way around it. That's the wisest thing to do, rather than breaking the marriage that is not up to, I think it's about 2 years now, or 3 years, I'm not certain now, but just about that, okay? So I now says to Sheila, or Sheila, I don't know why I keep on calling her Sheila, and I'll say to her, look, this is not the proper way to go about this, to give this as a reason that this is why you're walking away, because you were fully aware, and it's just about 2 years that you got married to this guy, or probably you expected that immediately he finished marrying you, and when the video must have given him money and bought him a vehicle and everything, then he'll now walk away from the video. That is walking away from his source of income, because as far as I'm concerned, that is the major work that Israel does. And that job that he does it with every excitement. He's excited about that. And there are so many people that if they have that opportunity, they will not throw it away. So I don't know how you now came into the picture and you now want him to, because most men will see it as that you want to control them. You made them doing that. Don't forget that there are some female artists, female actresses that get married to a guy, and then by the time they finish everything about the after, maybe after the wedding, the guy will now tell them, look, you know what, I don't want you to continue with this acting. And the lady will be like, says who? No, 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 you met me as an actress. So you know very well that this is what I do for a living, and I'm not going to stop now. So it becomes a problem. And like I also said in that video, I remember vividly once again, or two, that I said that in the time of courtship, these are the kind of things you discuss. If the person is a medical doctor, for instance, if you are getting married to a medical doctor, either as a man or as a woman, you know that this person will have to be going for calls. It depends on if it's a gynecologist or if it's a general medicine or whatever. You know that or neurosurgeon or something. You know that this person will be going for calls. Would you be comfortable with that? Or is it when he's going to go for calls, you now say, no, where are you going to? Whereas somebody is there in the hospital dying and they're calling his attention to come and then, attend to the person. So if these are the kind of things you consider, If it's something you know you cannot handle because you cannot change an adult, you back out as early as possible at the stage of courtship. Just again, like people that are married, people that are pastors. There are pastors that can fast for 1 month. There are pastors that can fast for 21 days. And sometimes maybe they will want you as their spouse to join them. If you know that you don't, if you know that you don't like fasting, you consider that. Or if you know that you're not very good at praying, maybe for 2 hours or 3 hours, you also consider that before you say, yes, I do. These are the kind of things you consider before going into a marriage to avoid hurting decisions that couples take after getting married, after saying I do. Then you now come and then discover something. Then you now say no, I don't agree, or you now want to change it. It's not always that easy. It's always, even if it's going to happen, it's always not that very easy. Now, this case of Sheila, that is where I actually blame her. Sheila, you know that this guy is into this. So how come 2 years after marriage you now want her to change? 2 years after marriage or 3 years after marriage, you now want her to like, okay, now wake up in the morning and say, okay, you know what, Davido, I won't work. So what do you now want him to do? But all the time he was taking care of you or whatever, it was from there. That was where he worked. That is his work. That is what he does. Just like people that are skit makers and these people are people that are comedians that will appear in a funny way and what have you. That's the way they make their money. So any person that marries such people and then at the end of the day, you are now telling the person, see, this comedy they are always doing. Brother Shaggy, for instance, when he dresses, he will just wear his shorts and this hat that he, this funny hat that he wears, bare chested and all that, and he'll be doing the video, and then people will be laughing. At the end of the day, he will be making his money. So his wife will now come out to tell him, no, 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 why are you going naked? Please, I don't like it. Oh. If you don't stop, then I'll walk away from this marriage. Then that wife must something must be wrong with her because you met him doing that, and this is what gives him joy. This is what he has passion for doing, and this is where he makes his money above everything. Okay, so that's where I blamed Sheila. It shouldn't have been like that. You should have helped this man. If you love everything about him, that the only thing is that this particular thing is what you don't like, then you find a way around it. There must be a way around it. That is, if that is the only thing. I don't, before I come to the post, the recent post by both of them, if that is the only thing, then again, I want to bring in this idea of, when people get married, the first 5 years of a marriage relationship, is always very turbulent because that's when you're trying to adjust. Now, this is the time to exhibit a high level of patience. There are certain things you now begin to see. Ordinarily, when you were dating with the person, you come and visit and go and what have you, you didn't see it. Not that the person is bad, not that it's a red flag, but you didn't see it, okay? And it's not as if it's something that you cannot handle, but a little patience here and there can handle it. And when there's an issue in a marital relationship like that, both of you have always said it. I think I also said it in one or two of my videos. Don't rush to the social medias to start dragging yourselves there, to start washing your dirty linens in the public, because it makes it difficult for both of you to reconcile. But by the time this one keeps quiet, by the time this other person keeps quiet, you're giving room for reconciliation. Somewhere along the line, you begin to tell yourself the truth to yourself. You address yourself, you speak to yourself, you begin to tell yourself the truth about where you made your mistakes, where you need to make amends, and so the other person will also be doing. So you are creating room for reconciliation so that by the time probably your pastors or your parents, somebody intervenes and then you come back together, you find out that there will be a better approach of handling one or two things, because that time of a little breakup, or that time that you applied patience without rubbing mud on each other, you use that thing to work on yourself. Everybody, every man, every woman need to be working on themselves, because nobody is perfect. And so long as you are living with somebody who is not of the same parent as you, who is not of the same origin as you, who is of a different background and brought up on a different background altogether, there's bound to be ways that there will be conflict at that initial period of a marital relationship. But a little patience here and there, will help out. So that, it's not a situation whereby there's a small issue and then every other person is ranting and ranting and ranting. For me, this thing that is causing this breakup, honestly, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. That Israel is hyping Davido. That's just it. It's not just worth it. Okay. So having said that, guys, let me now come to the posts that is trending. I think it was Israel that started the post before Sheila now responded. So let me start with Israel this time around. If I remember anything I still want to talk to Sheila about, I will also mention that. But let me now delve into the posts. Israel now posted that any man that marries Sheila will die. The person will die, and that except he didn't pay her full bride price, and except if Edo ancestors are not is he alive or something. Uncle Israel, please, excuse me, where is this one coming from? Hello, where is this cause coming from? See, Uncle Israel, to tell you the truth, you were a little bit confused about this whole thing, unfortunately, right? I'll tell you how you were a little bit confused about it. You made a post earlier on, okay? Sheldon, shaming your wife. You said that she's 100% dirty. She's 100%, she doesn't know how to cook. She's 100% a liar. The only thing you say she's 100% is just makeup. To every other thing, you give her 0%. Uncle Israel, if you are telling us that Sheila, your wife, is 100% zero, 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 she scored zero in the five subjects or six subjects or seven subjects you score her in. So why are you not cursing her? This is somebody who doesn't know how to do anything except to sit up and make up her face. So when she now decided to walk away, why are you now cursing her? Is it not for you now to say, oh, thank God that this burden is finally leaving me so I can have my peace? Why are you now cursing her? So it simply means that somebody is telling lies. You know, it was just like Yule Duce. I use his own as an example because everything is there on the internet, in the social media. He said, "Oh, you guys don't even know what I was going through in the house, what I was enduring, what informed my getting married to Judy." And then we're like, "Okay, fine. If May wasn't giving you peace, oh, yeah, sorry about that." So now that May has opted to walk away and said, sign this divorce paper for me, let me now go. Since we're married in the court, you now say, no, you're not going to sign. To the extent that you now came out, you were now denying that you're not married to Judy Austin. With all the posts that you guys are making, with all the two children that are involved, with every other thing that you have done, even your father saying that when you married her, that he was not aware. So does that not tell you that somebody is telling lies? Uncle Israel, I'm talking about you own. Does it not tell us that you are now telling lies? Because if you, like I said, if you scored her 000 in six or seven subjects, so why would you now want her to be there for you? If she decides to walk away, so why do you want to keep her? No, just why do you want to keep her? Do you see the point now? Do you see where you're shooting yourself on the leg? Why do you want to keep her? To the extent that you're now saying you curse her, that any man that you come close to her. Why? Don't forget that he that diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, the stone shall roll back against the person. In this marriage saga between both of you and every other husband and wife, every other person that has issues, two people that has issues, one person, there must be a place that one person is right and this other one is wrong, and there must be a place that this person is wrong and this person is right. But the ability to now sit down and probably address issues and make amends and then move forward is, the one that is perfect about the whole thing. But whereby you guys cannot come to an agreement level to talk about your challenges and then move ahead, that's unfortunate. The thing I like about it is that it has not degenerated to domestic violence, and I wouldn't want it to. Okay, but for you, Uncle Israel, to now come and say that your wife, you will now shedding her, that she's this zero, she's this, okay, she's that zero, she's that. Why did you not ask her to leave before she decided to leave? Please, can you see how you are now exhibiting yourself? I don't want to use the word as if it's maybe educationally you are lacking or intelligently you are lacking. If you discover that those 5 subjects or 6 subjects, I think about 5 or 6 issues now. You said cooking, dirty, kiniko, 000% is only on makeup. If you discover that she's just 1/5 or 1/6, why did you not ask her to leave? Okay, let's just assume that you didn't discover that when you guys were dating. I don't know how long you dated, maybe for a month or 2 or 3, but okay, we assume that you didn't discover that. But when you now discover that, what happened? Why did you not ask her to leave? Now, if you had been patient with her, hoping that she's going to change, because that could be the reason why you didn't want to, you love her much and then you didn't want her to leave. If you had been patient with her, wanting her to change, to mend her ways and learn 1 or 2 things and all that, so why are you now bringing up it now? Why are you now bringing up now? Why are you now bringing it up now? That means you didn't even love her. Because if you love her, Uncle Israel, you won't run her down. No matter what, you won't run her down. For crying out loud, that girl is 21, according to what you told us. And you also said she's a virgin. But whether she's a virgin or not, she is 21. Yes, I know there are people that are 21 that wouldn't act the way she's doing, but you should have considered the fact that this girl needs a lot of patience, for you to deal with her. So why did you now come to run her down? If you had discovered that this is who she is and you didn't ask her to leave until she now opted to go, she now decided to walk out, then you now started running her down. Does it make sense to you, Uncle Israel? It doesn't make sense. You are rather indicting yourself. Let me tell you the truth. You are indicting yourself. Okay? Aside that, you now started telling her any man that will marry her will buy and all that. So for life, you don't want her to get married because both of you couldn't make it work. You don't want her to get married again. Can I ask you, as a senior to her and as a man to her, what role did you play in making sure that this thing worked? What role? I know that you don't have to come out to social media to come and tell us, okay, I did this to that, I did it to that, I did that. No. But how did you run with this so that it now got out of hand before you now said, okay, you know what, I'm tired of this, I'm done. How? Because the marriage is just about 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. It's just about 2 years. So, Uncle Israel, how have you now handled it? What have you endured that now got to the point of you now coming to ridicule her in the social media? And you are still willing to bring out more facts, receipts, and everything. Who does that as a man? Can I tell you, Uncle Israel, for free? Honestly, you are bringing yourself down. You know the major disadvantage in this? Any girl, any lady that might want to have something to do with you, again, will be apprehensive. If she's coming to you, she's coming with a fighter's mentality, hidden fighter's mentality, because she knows that this is the kind of person you are. If you had kept quiet about this, just pretend to be a fool. I am telling you, you never can tell. Sheila might come around. Sheila might come around. But look at the way you're ridiculing her. Just look at the way you're ridiculing her. Do you know what it means to say that a woman is dirty? And this is a woman that you have shared her body with, and you're saying she's dirty. So why did you continue to share her body? Just why? Having said that, Uncle Israel, I also saw a post where someone said that you collected the things that you gave to, is it her mom or to herself? Oh my goodness, I cover my face in shame. What is that? You did what? Collected what? Haba, Uncle Israel. This is most unfortunate. This is a gutter behavior. A gutter behavior. How could you collect what? What you gave to your mother-in-law, you now went and collected it back from her. When you were collecting, how did you feel? With which hand did you collect it back? Hey, no, 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 no. Honestly, I don't want to believe it is true. Let it be that it's alleged. I just don't want to believe that it's true. Can I ask you, Oga Israel, when you had issues with your Oga Davido, when you said when you said the things you said about his relationship with Trauma, then when they were having issues, and then Davido now excused you from his workforce. If he had collected everything he gave to you, maybe including the cars and everything, how would you have felt? How would you have felt? How? Okay, you collected everything you gave to your mother-in-law back. That means you walked past the bridge and you broke the bridge. You don't want to go back. You are not leaving room for reconciliation. Because how would that woman ever forgive you and ever trust you again? Just how? Or you don't want a reconciliation, you don't think a reconciliation is possible. If you had kept quiet with all these things you were putting out and everything, reconciliation would have been possible. But with the extent you have gone, how? How would that woman forgive you? How would that woman trust you again? Okay, you collected what you gave to your wife. As at the time you gave it to her, she was your wife. That time you bought those things, whatever thing you bought for her, be it hair extension or whatever thing you bought for, whatever thing you gave to her, housekeeping allowance or whatever, personal allowance you gave to her, as at that time, she was your wife. So she was entitled to those things that time. Now that she's not your wife, that she's going away, and you're collecting those things, okay, the time you slept with her, is she going to collect her body back from you? What kind of a mentality is this one? What kind of a mentality? So you see now, what she's saying about you, at the end of the day, she might be right. She might be right. Because I can't imagine that you, of all people, you are the one that is claiming here that you are hot, that they cheated on you and what have you. And at the end of the day, you are now the one that is not helping matters. How could you have gone to collect those things? What are you going to do with them? Generator and what are you going to do with them? You're now going to that is another person, or you keep it for the next person that you're going to meet. Then you now give it to her mother. Then when there's a problem again, you know go and collect it from the mother. Okay, if she had been using that generator or whatever thing you bought for her, and at the end of the day, any of them becomes bad, then you ask her to replace it for you. That's what it means. You just ask her to replace it for you. Israel, who does that? Who does that? Who? Where did you learn that from? That's a gutter behavior now. It's not proper. It's not proper. And can I tell you, if Sheila had even wanted to consider maybe, okay, let's see if this thing can work out. Maybe people will talk to you and then, maybe see how things can work out and for people to come back together and stuff. With this thing that you have done, with this thing that you have done, that lady must have gone far. She must have gone far. Even her mother will find it very difficult to forgive you. She will find it very difficult to trust you. What kind of a son in law does that? What kind of a son in law does that? Let me tell you a story. I know of a man that did the same thing to a lady he wanted to marry. But at the initial, this lady has always been telling him, please let us pray, and I want to pray concerning this marriage. Let me be sure that, God wants me to, live the rest of my life with you. Because the man was married before and had I think, two daughters. And I think the wife died or something. So she said she wanted to pray about it. But the man was like, oh, no problem. And let's just, no problem. I love you. No, the girl so now said, no, please just allow me to pray. So where she was living, this man went one day, bought TV, AC, all those kind of things and bought it and they just brought it to the girl's house. Of course, the girl was, they just brought it in. He paid people to come and fix it and everything, but it didn't stop her from saying what she was saying. She kept on telling the man, please give me some time. I want to pray about this. I want to have peace about this. So I want to just go. I want to, be sure that this is what God wants for me, and that I'll be happy inside this marriage. Please give me some time to pray about it and everything. The man reluctantly, he was still trying to get her to like let's do things, just to like put her under pressure. But she insisted. You know what? After she prayed and everything, I think she waited on the Lord for some days and then prayed about it. Then revelation started coming of how the man maltreated his wife and then this woman died. That even when the woman died, it was her family members that came to pick the corpse of the woman. The woman refused to do anything. So when she heard that, she now said, oh, thank God. You know what this man did? When he saw that the lady had discovered and that the lady is no longer going to agree, you know what this man did? He hired the same truck that came to brought those things. They came to the lady's house. She opened her door. In fact, she was the one that was not pointing. This one, you people brought this one that day. This one that is here, this one that is there, you people brought it that day. That was how they just packed everything. As I speak with you, that man ended up marrying somebody's wife. And today, they are no longer together. You see what I'm saying? So there are certain things you do and then you don't give a good impression about yourself. You don't give a good, no matter how hot you are, you don't give a good impression about yourself. Now that you have gone to carry all those things, or you ask them to return back what you gave to them and what have you have not given a good example of yourself. You have not at all. Just like what that man did. You have not. Okay, there are certain things you let go. There are certain things you let go. That thing you have them. Those things you give to her, you gave them to her when the going was good and when she was your wife. You should have just allowed it to go. No, but you went and then took them back and you're still shading her. So what do you want her to do? To now clap for you and run back to you? She will not, oh, because this extent that you have gone. No, 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 no. It's not friendly at all. It's not friendly. But the worst of it all is that any other lady that you're going to meet now will hear this story. So she too will be apprehensive because she will be like, okay, I don't know whether you're going to do it to me. So she will come with a fighter spirit, but a hidden one. You won't know that this one is a fighter. She will just hide it and be ready for you. So that if you start reacting this way, she too will start reacting her own way. But this is a simple thing that you guys should have just sat down, swallowed your pride, sat down, and then okay, fine. If your wife is hurting about one or two things, you should have just sat down to explain to her this, that, 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 that. Okay, how do you want me to be hyping up? Just hear her out. I don't know how far you have gone in doing this, but at least let there be a time that you people try to. I remember Actor Bolanle when he started having issues with his wife, Bumi. He said in the interview he granted, he said that in 2016 when they had issues, that it was actually his fault because he was cheating on his wife. And severally he did that, and then the wife got to know, and then she wasn't happy about it and decided to end it all. But because he knew he was the one that was at her fault, he went all out begging, apologizing, and the wife forgave him, even though at the end of the day, the later now parted ways for whatever reasons, and he had even moved on with Damilola. That's a different ballgame altogether. That's a different story for another day. But you see, for you now to have gone to collect all those things and you're still calling her names, Israel, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up at all. It doesn't add up. Okay, like I said, if you had said that out of 5 points you enumerated, she scored 1/4, then you should have let her go. You should have let her go. Rather than now that she now opted to walk out of the marriage, then you now went and collect all the things that you gave to her. As how? And collected the ones that you gave to your mother-in-law. Who does that? Who does that? Okay, supposing you guys had a child or two before this breakup, what will happen? Will you now go and carry the baby and put it back into her womb so that you take back your bride price? There are certain things you don't do. There are certain things you don't do. You let it go. You never can tell when it's going to speak positive for you. But for you to have gone to this extent, honestly, I think it's a very grave mistake that you made. I think so. I think it's a very grave mistake. In all honesty, I said to Sheila that, the way you hype Davido, there's absolutely nothing wrong in that. For me, there's absolutely nothing wrong in that, okay? Because we have, over the years, developed a relationship with Davido. You guys are quite close. Sometimes you hang hands together and everything. You take photographs where you are drinking and stuff. You have come a long way with him. That's my understanding of why, and then God has used him to help you financially. So that's my understanding of why you hype him the way you do. But a situation whereby you now got somebody and she doesn't like it, I expected you to explain to her with time, depending on the way you handle it. But even if she decides to now say, okay, no, I don't want to, I want to walk away from this man, she walks away. Yes, I know. Maybe you didn't plan in life that you were going to have a broken marriage or whatever. Things happen in life. That is life for you. But the way you now go about it is not the best way. Two wrongs can never make it right. As a more matured person, as an older person, if you had kept quiet about it without brandishing receipts, and then you gave her this, you gave her that, you now brought yourself to her level. You brought yourself to her level. And you now went to the extent of cursing somebody, or any man that comes to marry her, the man will buy, the man will do that. So you don't want her to get married at 21. You don't want her to stay like this all the rest of the days of her life. It's not possible now. It's not possible. There must be somebody she can flow better with. And you too, there must be somebody you can flow better with. If you guys decided to end it and then end it and end it, there must be somebody you flow better with, and there must be somebody she also flows better with. So, but for you now to be saying that if somebody comes to her, the person is going to buy another, then that's wrong. That's devilish. That's not a proper thing to say. Okay. And I saw the post that she made, where she was using the word of God to counter what you have said. That's what it should be, because not a proper thing to say. You cannot tie her down. You say she's dirty and then she has left. Maybe somebody who will not consider what you consider dirtiness to be neatness will not come for her. So why do you have problems with that? Why do you have problems with that? There are people that marry people that are like that, and they help them, worked on them, and then they became who they are today. Till both of them were able to blend very well. As you're staying together in marriage and everything, and growing in years and stuff, that's when your characters will be adjusting and everything, and then until you get to a point whereby things will flow better. you know. But this time around, the way you now handled it, you didn't handle it as a mature man. You didn't handle it as somebody who will want this relationship to continue, who will want this relationship to reconcile. You did not handle it like that. You just felt, okay, since she says she's walking away, okay, the worst has happened. No, I don't know how you just came about that. I just don't know how you came about that. Whatever signs that you saw. And by the way, she also said that when you guys were about to get married, that you also pressurized her. That was one of the posts she made. She said you pressurized her, that invitation cards that was printed, that you didn't even allow her to see it. So there was this level, from what I understand, there's this level of high-handedness. You were running a one-man show. Maybe because over the years you have been single, and then now that somebody is coming, you just still assume that you are single. So you were now doing things, single-handedly without considering her. And she didn't find it funny. She didn't find it funny. Wedding is a lady's thing. She has to choose her color. She has to bring in her friends to do a bridal shower for her. So many things that a lady does, because it's her day, it's her wedding, it's her own. And then only for you to now hijack the thing, printing of the cards, maybe the color of wedding, color of the day, and every you are the one that chose everything. She was just there, just following you, anyone you decide. It doesn't work like that now. Much as she's a baby, but she's not a baby. If she agreed to marry you, then that means she's ready for the journey of motherhood. You understand? She's ready for the journey of wifehood. You should have given her that respect. But instead of you to now to come and model things up, and then you are the one that is now doing everything. So apparently in the home, you also dictate for her what to do. No, she's a human being. She has the right to express herself. She has the right to what she likes. She has the right to what she doesn't like. Okay, then you should have given her that hand to operate as a wife, because you didn't just pick her from the streets, and then you now started also running down her mom, that her mother is Israel Abba. No, no, see, the way you handle this thing is not good at all. It's not good at all. It's not encouraging at all. It's not encouraging. How do you expect that woman to forgive you tomorrow? If you even come now and say, okay, let me just go and apologize to her, how do you expect that woman to forgive you? How do you expect that woman? Maybe I don't know whether, I think you people are Catholics or something, or maybe the priest that wedded you people, or the pastor, or whoever that wedded you people. If they now decided to went into the matter, and they now said, okay, no, you people should reconcile, this, that, and you decide to reconcile, how do you expect that woman to forgive you? After you have come to say she's a deacon of that, you really rubbished this woman. Okay, if you had known all this now, why did you have to go in? Why did you have to go in? Her mother was married how many times and what have you? Why did you have to now go in? There are people that married. I know of somebody that is from my place. This is his third marriage as a man. The third wife is married now, and is in peace with this third wife. I'm not saying it's the best, but I don't know what happened with the first and the second, as in the details of what happened. All I know is that, as a young chap, when we're growing up that time, you just know that the first wife left him. Before you know this, you started seeing another woman. Then before you know it, they say the woman also left, and then he now married this third one that is with. So that the mother married the first or the second time, you don't know what happened. You just don't know what happened. Okay? And even if she had married that first and the second time and it was all her fault, and then you now still went ahead to marry her daughter, then I expected you to play a role of both husband to the daughter, and then yeah, I don't know whether a brother to the woman or something, I don't know. So that you just know how to balance things as a man. But for you now to come and be throwing at her face, you don't even know that the effort she made for those marriages to stand. And then now you are mocking her. You are mocking her. You do not know whether it is her fault. And now you are mocking her. And you're supposed to be a son in law. Uncle Israel, no, I find fault with all this way you are reacting. I find fault. And let me tell you the truth. If you are thinking that by running her down, putting out all those posts, the receipts, and what have you, that nobody will see her, nobody will love her, you are lying. You are lying. What do I mean by that? There's a guy that will come her way now. In fact, the guy will start defending her, will start attacking you. The guy will start attacking you because there are certain things you don't do as a man. That's why men are different from women. It's us women that, when we talk, when we're not happy, we run our mouth, we do. But for a man, no, men don't talk like that. But for you now to come to the point of talking like a woman, in fact, worse than a woman, is quite unfortunate. So if you are thinking that if you run her down, that no man will come, see, people will come for her. Not just one person, people will come for her, guys will come for her. She's just 21. And if of a truth it's not her fault, as in maybe it was only the hyping that the challenge she has with you that she didn't like, and you didn't want to handle it and everything, and they now got to this point that she now decided to walk away, right? If it is totally not her fault, somebody will come her way. So what I had expected you, since you said she's dirty, she doesn't know how to cook, she tells lies and everything, I expected her to now thank God for delivering you from somebody that would have caused you pains, or somebody who would have been in struggle with all through your married life, rather than now coming to rubbish her and then now coming to be bringing out receipts and everything. Are you giving out receipts for what? The receipts of her body you shared with her. Or go and bring the receipts and show to us now. Or is there no receipts for that one? She didn't give you receipts back. No, 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 Uncle Israel, no. You took this thing too far. No, 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 you took it too far. Guys, I don't know what you people think, but honestly, I think Uncle Israel took this thing too far. It is not done like that. It is not just done like that. You are even lucky. I wouldn't say it is not, it doesn't hurt, for her to have left you by now, just 2 years after all the things you went through and everything. But at the same time, there are some people that will stay there, be eating that your money, and then maybe the next thing now she'll go outside, go and carry pregnancy from outside, and come and tell you that they are the one that is responsible. Since he said you are 2 minutes man and everything, and at the end of the day, you'll be fathering children that are not yours. Which one is better? Which one is better? Even though I blame Sheila at her age for calling a man 2 minutes man and everything, and coming to say it, I don't know how that thing sounded to her. It is not the right thing for any lady to say. If the man is a 2 minutes man, you are there to help him. Medically, it can be handled. Prayerfully, it can be handled. So you are there to help him. People don't understand what marriage relationship is all about most times. That look, whatever challenge you see in a marriage relationship, in your spouse, it is left for you to share that burden with the person. It is left for you to be there for that person, prayerfully, medically, or otherwise. It is for you to be there for the person. But the situation whereby you discover this is the challenge that this person has, and then you decide to walk away. So, there's no person that is 100%. I will always be saying this. There's just no person, and there's no marriage that is perfect from the onstart. People decide to work on their marriage. People decide to, like, okay, you know what, this is the way it's going to be, this is the way it's going to be. And there's no particular manual that, the way it happened for Mr. A and B is the way it's going to happen. Mr. A and Mrs. B is the way it's going to happen to Mr. C and Mrs. D. The way it happened for this couple might not be the way it happened for the other couple. So it's now for you to discover the person you are dealing with, the person that you're involved with. Find out what works for both of you, and then work with it. But for you now to come and then you are like this, that, 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 that. No, 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 no. I don't like that. And both of you, this way that your people are doing is so childish. It's so childish. Sheila is now saying, okay, let me also defend myself and all that. Sheila, by the way, You know Chioma one on one, because if you are close, if Davido and Chioma attended your wedding, I want to believe that you know you, because I recall there was a photograph that was taken, when you hadn't wedded Israel. The people were saying that you look very much like a Chioma, you people related and whatever. That Chioma you're looking at, when she was also in her early 20s, because I think she's 26 or 27 or maybe 28. That Chioma you're looking at, when she was in her early 20s, when she was dating Davido, of all the things that happened between her and Davido, she never came out one day to run the video down. She never. So Sheila, is it that you didn't even love that Israel of a man for you now to come out and be calling him 2 minutes man? What's the meaning of that 2 minutes man? Why? Why would you call? Are you now mocking him? Assuming that is even the truth, are you now mocking him? Are you mocking him? If it's a health challenge that he has, why are you mocking him? When you were wedding him on that wedding altar, I'm certain you said for better, for worse. So why are you now mocking him? Did you discover a worse and you decide to walk away? See contradiction. See the way both of you are contradicting your marriage. See just the way both of you are as if there was nothing so wonderful about both of you, from the one. Was there nothing you like about this man, or was there nothing about you that he likes? Why are you people now going to the mud like this? You're dragging yourself in the mud like this as if you're sworn enemies. Have you people known before? Was it not just in this marriage relationship something that you people got to know? So what is the challenge that this dragging will now have to come to this extent? Even if Israel has said one or two dirty things about you, I know it hurts, but the best way to have handled it is with silence. That silence would have given you a far upper edge above him. It would have even made people to value you the more. Guys will see you and know that, oh no, this one is a material, this one is a wife material. Thank God that Israel didn't continue with you. They quickly come for you, because it will speak volumes positively for you. But when you now come and you now start dragging the man and you are like rubbing it there, he's 2 minutes man, he's that, he nags, he does this, he does that. There's no person that is perfect. Oh. The person that you're going to meet tomorrow, that person will also have his fault. So he will also come back to the social media and start telling us about the person. Is that what is going to happen? Then if he ends up with that person, the another person will come. Then you also come and start telling us about. For how long are you going to do that? Just for how long? Honestly, I want um I want us ladies and gentlemen to learn. Every marriage relationship that doesn't work out for people. I want us men, women, to take the message in that mess, so that people don't go to repeat that mistake. The basic thing I have always said, and like I said in one or two of my videos, is when you are in a marriage relationship, please don't just be carried away with the money. Yes, the money is good, the fame is good, the beauty, the handsomeness, or whatever is good, but it is also the time of fact finding. Make your inquiries. Make it try to find out this person you want to spend the rest of marriage is for lifetime. Oh. Try to find out this person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Try to find out as much as possible as you can find out about the person. Try to find out. It goes a long way to help. It's not after you have done, you are carried away by one fantasy or the other. Then after you have said I've done, then that's when you now sit back and then you now start discovering things. And then when you now discover the one you don't like, you now say, no, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to continue. Marriage is not rapper now that you'll be changing like that. It's not rapper now. And nobody is perfect. If you're expecting that you're going to meet some other person tomorrow that wouldn't have fault, then you're making a mistake, because the person that you're going to meet the next time also will have his or her own fault. So, ladies and gentlemen, can we just learn? Ladies, can we just learn? Yes, much as the money is good, the guy is handsome, the guy has fame and all that. Because after all, those people that have money and they has fame and everything is somebody that are going to marry. If they are come for you, then take time to find out one or two things. Ask yourself, this thing about this guy, will I be able to endure it? Don't ever make the mistake of thinking you can change an adult. You cannot mend an adult. Except that adult decides on his own or on her own to change that particular character or habit of his or hers. But for you as a spouse to now say, okay, you're going to change this person, it's not possible. That's always where the problem starts. Because the person will now say, okay, you want to come and start bossing me. It becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. If you know you are not going to be able to handle it, to endure this, then advise or do the needful well on time, because a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. However, if you now come into the marriage, even if you want the person to change, you change the person with love prayerfully. It's not something you just do gra 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 like that. You change the person prayerfully and with love. If it's a guy that likes going clubbing and I don't like it, if he's going to go to clubs, okay, you go, then you can now pray. And then by the time he comes back, or before he goes, you find a way about it. You tell him, okay, if you're going to go, when he's there, if you're going to go, it's okay, I'm going to miss you. Okay, but go, since you want to go, no problem, go. By the time you do that, you just see that, you're a peaceful person. You find out that the way he starts going out like that, hanging out like that, the thing will start dropping. The thing will start dropping. And each time he's at home, when he comes back home, I don't tell him, this one you didn't go out today, are you not going to go out? You are pushing him out. There's a way you go about this thing, that is so respectful and with love. You win him back or you win her back. If it's a lady that, when he starts, there's a way you just keep quiet. When she talk and talk and talk and then you're not responding, she'll be ashamed of herself. She's just on her own. She'll just calm down and advise herself. It happens. It happens. Rather than this one that will happen and then couples will now be fast to come to the social media to come and start dragging it. You'll be wondering, these two people, were they not in love before? And then this man, did he not take the pains to go all through the marriage rites of the village of the lady? They say, okay, bring 20 cartons of this, bring wrappers, bring that. And he did all that. And then at the end of the day, you guys will now come out and then be quarreling on the social media, dragging one another on the social media as if you never ever loved each other before. I don't think there's sense in that. Gentlemen, gentlemen, I'm hailing you people though. See, we women will talk more than the way you men do. So when you want to match the way a lady talks, then you'll be getting it wrong. You'll find out that will be saying the things you don't need to say, and the things that when you hear it, when you replay it back, you wouldn't be pleased with yourself. Men are not known to be talkers now. You just be talking and talking just like the way we do. No, men are not known to be that. So why is it that when things now get when there's a small issue, rather than calmly see how this thing can be sorted out, and then you're now going on, you lose it all. You lose it all. There must be somebody your spouse listens to that you can call and tell, okay, look at it, look at it. If you cannot take out time, to take the person out, go to a quiet place, just the both of you. Sit down there and x-ray the 1 year, the 2 years, the 6 months, the 1 year plus that the marriage has lasted so far. Sit down there and x-ray it and then chart the way forward. It will help you people to heal. It will help you people, to adopt, so is and blend and bond better. But by the time you guys are used to, because other people are doing it, you come to social media and you start tearing each other on social media. 1 or 2 years marriage or 3 years, what sense is in that one? And the unfortunate thing is that as the lady is dragging, the man is dragging. As the man is dragging, the lady is dragging. So who will now stop? Who will now tell each other, no, no, it's enough? This one is dragging, this one is dragging. Two wrongs cannot make it right now. Two wrongs cannot make it right. Guys, see, this update of Israel's own, honestly, it's not a happy one. It's not a happy one. Well, I am happy that it didn't degenerate to domestic violence. Thank God for that. I don't pray that it degenerates to that, and I don't know if they will still give room for reconciliation, even though what Israel, the extent that Israel has gone, is not quite encouraging. But um, if there's still a possibility of reconciliation, you never can tell. Never say never. You never can tell. Okay. But if there's none, that you guys have decided to go your separate ways, well, you guys are adults. So that is your decision. We will respect that decision if that is the way both of you want to go. But this idea of dragging and shaming and then collecting back things and everything, can you guys just stop? Can you guys just stop? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And I don't like this idea of when there's a marriage breakdown like that, people will go to the extreme. People will go to the extreme. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I can go on and on and on examples of people that their marriage had issues, and today they are still friends. Somehow they, this one will mark birthday, this one will mark this person's birthday, this one will buy something for somebody, this one, and so on and so forth. They are creating room for reconciliation. You'll be shocked at the end of the day they will reconcile, it will just be like that, and they'll just reconcile because they are just building up, things, making way for the possibility of reconciliation. But by the time you tear each other and then tore each other in the social media space, and then there's nothing left, then there won't be room for reconciliation. More so when you now involve your mother-in-law or your father-in-law or something. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best, especially for matured man like that, or even a matured lady. It's not the best. I know it hurts when somebody you trusted, somebody you made up your mind to love and everything, and then things fall apart like that, and then you now lose it. But at the same time, if you can control yourself, you find out that it's not as worse it is. Things can still come back to normalcy. Things can still come back to normalcy. With God, all things are possible. But when you rule out that this is the end of it all, and then you lose it all, and then you start dragging and you start tearing and you start wearing, that is the one that is not very wonderful. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I just want us to learn from this. This is not a fantastic way of ending a relationship. It is not. I tell you, it is not. And for the Israel's marriage breakup that I brought you guys the update, one thing I know that is going to be a problem, because I saw some ladies that are now calling, sending him messages. Oh, please come and marry my husband, come and marry me. That kind of a person that is calling your husband without even you even knowing the person. Can you sense anything about that? The person is already calling you a husband. He doesn't know your character or whatever. It's now asking you just because of maybe who you are linked to. That is the video that you are linked to. That tells you the kind of person that this person is. So you see what you have exposed yourself to. And whoever that is coming in now knows that this is your kind of person. That tomorrow you might rubbish me on the social media. So the person, guards herself, so that if anything like that happens, okay, she starts also firing back at you, okay, and it's not the best. By the time one person does that to you and another person does it back to them, and you say, no, marriage, I'm not meant for to be married, but it's not true. Depends on the way you handle it. Just apply wisdom, whatever thing you do, much as it hurts, much as it hurts. But now going about it this way you're going about it, it's also not the best. Okay, we should do everything with moderation. That's why we are mature. That's why we are reasonable. Okay, you should excuse me. You should, if in fact, what you should have even done was just to like, take permission from your guy Davido, and then take your wife and then go on a vacation. Yes, go on a vacation with her to London or whatever, wherever she likes. Go on vacation, and then you talk things out. You talk things out. That's what a real man does now. You talk things out. You married this lady because you love her. So you should have just taken her out to talk things out. There might be one or two things you'll be able to make her to understand better by that quiet time you go to have with her. There might be one or two things you make. She'll now see things in a better perspective, and she too will open up to you. This and this is what I don't like. This and this and this. So the ones you can amend, if it is the hyping of the video that is the key thing that is the problem, you tell her. You explain one or two things to her. Like I said, comedians. I've not seen any comedian that his wife or his spouse is quarreling with. Oh, why are you doing comedy? Why are you coming to, behave like a madman or behave like a woman when you're a man, or behave like a man when you're a woman, and so on and so forth? I've not seen any person that has quarreled with her husband or with his wife over that issue. So a situation whereby she has complained that this is it, the best thing would have just done, Uncle Israel, is that, you would have just taken her out. Take her on a trip. Take her on a trip, even if it's even Nigeria, any state that you feel that is comfortable that you can go to. Maybe if you guys are based in Lagos, you can go to Benin or to any state like that. You just go there, go to a quiet hotel, they stay there with her. The idea is for both of you to x-ray things, for both of you to talk things over. Let her empty herself of what and what she doesn't like. The way you nag her and everything, she will tell you that. And when she tells you where it's paining her, don't mock her. Don't tell her, what is that? You're not even. No! You just note what she has said to you. and then you work on yourself. And she too will work on herself. By the time she sees that you're making effort to make things work, and you see that she's making effort for things to work out, and then it becomes an encouragement to both of you that you people are willing to make this thing work. It becomes an encouragement rather than coming to tear yourself down and then make it look as if the worst has happened to you and everything. 2 years marriage, I mean 3 years marriage. 2 years, I should say. I think this happened in 20, is it 2020 or 2021? And then you guys are just tearing yourself apart like that on the social media. Okay, I've decided to keep quiet, or I don't want to keep quiet again. So who are you now? Who are you giving this report to? Who are you now giving this report to? If you had even kept quiet and then maybe somebody, you met somebody and the person now wanted to know what happened and you take time to explain to the person, it's even better than coming to now, reply on the social media. Okay, let me tell you that I can do it better. There's no victor, there's no vanquish here. Nobody is going to give you an award for all these dragons. To you, Uncle Israel, and to you, Sheila. Nobody's going to give you an award. It's just this way that people are seeing it, and at the end of the day, people will even see the negative aspect of this thing now. Like Uncle Israel, any lady that is coming to you now, people will now tell her, now this man where they say now 2 minutes man, I mean this man where they nag, I mean this man where will come to social media and come say he give you this one, you go buy receipt, you go show receipt and all. Before you know, people will tag you with that negative traits. The same thing with Sheila. So who is now losing? Who is losing out? It's basically you that is losing out. Because if you had now come to make people to understand that only you cannot control yourself over this issue, then the negative traits will start following you about. Before you know it, people will identify you with that particular point or with those particular things. But if you had kept quiet and everybody's like, Israel's wife walked away, and the guy is not even saying anything. These are women, that's how they are. She don't worry, she will tire, she will come back, this, that. But you kept your cool. He places you up there as a man. He places you well up there as a man. But when you now come and start talking like a woman, I don't know what you want to achieve by that. Honestly, I don't know what to achieve by that. And I want to also speak to Davido. I don't expect, honestly, Davido, I don't expect you to come out and then maybe start saying anything about this marital relationship, okay, of marital saga of Israel and his wife, taking sides, But on one, personally, which I'm sure you must have done, but personally, you can advise Israel on what to do. First of all, the way he went about collecting those things from his mother-in-law, I think it is wrong. No matter what that woman has done. If they had sat down and collect money from this guy, it is still not right. So please talk to him. Let him not go about it the wrong way. I think that way he went about it is wrong. Please tell him to stop all these posts and all this drama he's creating. Is not good for him. At the end of the day, it will not speak well for him. And let him stop cursing that lady. It hasn't come to that. If you say she's dirty and you don't want her and then she doesn't know how to cook and all that, now that she has moved on, then you let her go. So if you're not cursing her, that means you don't what you're saying about her is not true. That you are the one that is telling lies. Davido, please speak to Israel. I know he listens to you, and I know if you tell him, just as you have also been telling him, he will listen to you. That's the point I'm making here. And Sheila, for you that's a young lady, you are the lady here. Please, enough is enough. All this shedding of your husband and or ex-husband on the social media, there's absolutely no need for that. Please, you have your life in front of you. Thank God you use the word of God to counter the cause. Please leave this back and forth trading of words and whatever. Face your life and then see what future that God has for you. That's the counsel I have for both of you. Guys, I don't know what you people think. That's the update I want to bring. I want to share my opinion of the post that both of them are making and the dragon, the both of them are dragging each other. Thank you so very much, guys, for watching. I know at the comment section that is free and open that I'll have your comments there. I'm waiting to have your comments there to know your own school of thought and what counsel you have for them. God bless you all. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, guys.